What's up, Planeswalkers? Fetch lands are on Arena, and today we're gonna break Omnath. So, enemy fetches were added with Cons of Tarkir, meaning two things. It's gonna be easier than ever to get your colors, and trigger landfall cards. So we've loaded this deck up with all the Omnaths, as they all have very strong landfall triggers, especially the BRAWL one. The plan today is to ramp into our 4-color Omnath, and use a fetch land to get the second mana trigger on Omnath for an explosive turn. Our finishers, other than going old school, are Impact Tremors and Scoot Swarm. Is this the most broken version of Omnath? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get into some games. Alright, Planeswalkers, what's up? This is the 5th game, by the way, that I'm trying to play, and it looks like our opponent is alive, so this is great news, and this is a playable hand. We're going to keep this. So what I was saying, yes, I've tried to record a game for Omnath now, the first game, 5 times, and every time, my opponent has been dead. So there is some kind of Necromancer on the Arena client today, filling the queue up with ghouls. And it looks like our opponent's having a very explosive turn here with Jadar and some other play. But we'll take it, you know. At this point, I will take any gameplay that we can get at all. I'm not sure what that does. Alright, +1 counter. Okay, that seems really good, to be honest with you. But we're gonna get a tap land out of our hand. Most of our lands are taps. Off to a really good start so far, so that means extra cards for our opponent. We're gonna want to farewell as soon as possible. One ring's not bad. In this case, we're just going to play Cultivate and try to get our mana up. So we're going to need another Plains for our farewell. And it looks like there's quite a lot of blue needed in our deck, so let's do it like that. So we're pretty far behind already, so this is not looking that good for us. But also, a Dark Ritual turn, I mean, they're not always going to have it, so of course you're going to have a really explosive game when you have Dark Ritual on turn 1. So, especially with the fact that they got the card draw as well. Look at my hand, choose an artifact or creature, that's fine. One ring's a good choice. So in this case, yeah, I think we need to start doing some stuff. Get the Lotus Cobra down as well, and try to set up for setting up explosive turns of our own. With the Phyrexian Tower too, they actually have so many perfect pieces here for their mono black deck. So running a little hot, our opponent is, but we are one farewell away from sending him back to the Stone Age. Tatiova is going to be quite good at getting us back a lot of our life. Now, if they swing in with that Undead Augur, I will gladly trade for it. I will take 4 here, though. Because Omnath can do some crazy stuff. So, we're going to play Omnath. Draw a card. Fetch land would be ideal there. Unfortunately, it is not a fetch land. Play them out. Gain 4 life. Make a treasure. Make a green source. Play the Leafkin Druid. And we'll hold up Counterspell. So we are like one fetch land going off with Omnath, and we even have the Mold Drifter, which is great. So we'll counter any interaction that's going to kill our Omnath. So yeah, we will be countering that. Omnath is very important to keep alive for our deck. I think that's a little bit ambitious of an attack. We don't really want to lose our Tireless Provisioner, and the Lotus Cobra isn't fun to lose either, but we also can't just sit here and take that much damage constantly. So we're taking 6 here. I think that's fine. We're gonna have to start blocking that card as well. Raids, okay. Lose even more life. So what do we have here? Do we have anything to bring back? No. So we'll play Tatyova. Could play the Awaken the Woods X2, which I think we're actually going to do. This taps for 2. 4 more creatures. Yeah, so we'll pay 2 here. This is the power of Omnath. And then we will go with a... Let's see here. She is not... Broken Bond. It's not going to really help us very much, is it? So let's evoke the Mole Drifter. So now we can Broken Bond, destroy the Necrosis. Put Beseiju out. And then it's not really worth it to run the Scoot Swarm out. But I kind of want to be mana efficient, so I'm just going to play it out now. And pass. We gained a lot of life there. We have a lot of mana. Okay. So they drew some kind of murder. That was the wrong card to murder, actually, and I'll show them why next turn. The reason why, guys, I can replay Omnath to draw cards, and I'm kind of running out of action, so this is going to give me more stuff to do. And if I get the Roaming Throne out early, that's even better. So in this case, I can't really take 9, so we're going to put something in front of that. And then we will take the 3. That's fine, they can have another card. Okay, so can I Omnath and play the Roaming Throne? Yes, I can. So we will play the Roaming Throne on Elemental. Play Omnath. Double draw. So then if I play this card, it's actually not going to do enough. Yeah, so we'll just play tap land, make a treasure, then we can escape into the wilds and play another land, which sounds really cool. Actually, we're going to do that. So we will play a Plains, make a treasure, draw a card, and do we want to play the 4 Hedron? It doesn't really do very much for us, but it is another blocker, so hey, why not? And we'll pass. 12 life, we still have a bunch of life. They can draw a lot of cards, and they can kill Omnath again. Okay. We're actually going to leave... Well, it's the same price either way, so we'll actually put Omnath back in that. Put him back. Okay. They bring back their Undead Ardor again. Cool. Do we... I guess we don't really need to kill it. Is there any point in killing it? Yeah, 1 block's fine. No cards for you. I mean, we're gonna have a pretty crazy turn here. It's not really gonna do anything, so okay. So we're just straight up just gonna play Omnath again, because we're gonna be able to do a lot. We have a lot of mana. So now we can play the Otawara from hand. Trigger Omnath twice, make a bunch of mana. Oh man. Can we do... We can't do the Elish Norn. Can we do Spelunking as well though? We can do Spelunking as well, so let's get the Spelunking out of our hand as well. We are drawing so many cards. If they had interaction, they really should have used that. Okay. Make your zombies. Sure. Like, I don't know. I really feel like there's not a lot of hope for our opponent here. So we are going to destroy target artifact. There's not much. That game didn't look close, but at the start, of course, it didn't look close. But Omnath just has a lot of value, so we didn't even need a fetch land for that. All right, going against Italy, but we do not have a blue source for this hand, so it's not keepable. Although the Risen Reef, it's really sad to see that card go. We will keep this hand. That's not too bad. This hand's not too bad at all. So we're actually gonna do this because we want to play the Floral Hedron next turn if we can, if we draw a land. So if they kill a crab, it's fine, and they didn't. So we'll play the land, and we'll play the Tingle Floral Hedron. Start our ramp journey. So the Italy deck is pretty simple. It just ramps a bunch until it can just keep playing Italy. The only problem with the Italy deck is cards like Elish Norn. He's going to have to remove that if he's going to want to... Ooh, did we just get their... No, okay. I thought for a second that was... I can't think of the card. I'll think of it in a minute here. We'll play Fertilid, I guess. It's not bad. Although, actually, Prismatic Omen's better to get out, so then we can Elish Norn next turn. Interesting. Settle the Wilds. Not a bad card. Honestly, pretty good in this deck, too. If you're looking for like an uncommon to throw in, Settle the Wilds is good in this deck. We're not running it though. So in this case, I want to run out Italy, but I'm actually gonna. If they have removal for Elish Norn, I don't think they have a way to kill Elish Norn though. So we're actually gonna play the Elish Norn and go for maximum value with Omnath. Looking here, I mean, they had Portal to Phyrexia would do it, but I'm trying to think in Gruul, which can do 7 damage. It's not a whole lot. And there's the win, because Elish Norn just completely shuts off a commander with a ETB, and again, this entire deck, all you're trying to do is ramp and just keep replaying Italy. So, Pretty easy win. Alright, we are definitely going to keep this because we have a fetch land, we have Risen Reef, we have Up the Beanstalk, a lot of good cards. It looks like we're against mono black again. So get the Restless Fire out of our hand. I think this is a pretty easy... Let's get the Prismatic Omen out, actually. I'd rather keep the Up the Beanstalk. They do actually play Feed the Swarm. Howling Mind. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. That is really cool. I'm just gonna play the Risen Reef. Nice. Impact Tremors. Okay, sweet. So we are gonna want another elemental here, or land. Risen Reef is definitely dead. They did have the Feed the Swarm, so it was correct not to play the Up the Beanstalk. So we need some lands here, though, is the problem. Luckily for us, though, we can just cultivate this turn, and it's still pretty good because we can play the land that we get from hand. So we're gonna want another white source, and well, actually, what am I talking about? We have Prismatic Omen. So play everything out. Next turn we can Vorinclex to get more of our cards out, and if they Davriel here, that's fine. So they're gonna Davriel. Another Alchemy card. I would prefer not to play against Alchemy cards because I really don't like them. It's fake magic, but it is what it is. Draw an additional card, sweet. So I definitely think there's some kind of discard deck. So here we'll go Lotus Cobra. So we can Lotus Cobra into a Plains, get a green, into a Vorinclex, and then we can snag 2 forests to basically make the we'll get both our triumphs. But now we can we'll discard one. I guess I should have only gotten one. That was a misplay. I was confused. I was trying to explain. So we're grabbing the lands though because this is probably a discard deck, and that way we have some stuff to discard with. So Davriel's straight up just gonna die. What's the other benefit? Okay. Nice. Stuff's gonna be really cheap. So this is gonna be some kind of combo deck. Ooh, that's not good. Great Merchant. Okay. So looking at things here, we need to get rid of the Peerless Vault. So that's our intended plan. So we're gonna blow up that, and we're gonna get a shield counter. We're gonna put that on the Titan of Industry. We'll go in with Vorinclex here. So this is Beatdown. Not really abusing the Omnath here, although we do have a fetch land that we can just use at any time we want with Omnath. But I'm a little bit nervous with the amount of discount that they have on mono black. Like Acererak is pretty strong in normal commander, so I guess I'm a little wary about putting too many value pieces on the board. Okay. If they grab the One Ring, we're going to hold up Cyclonic Rift for next turn. Grab Shieldred. So peer into the Abyss. I have a feeling this is a peer into the Abyss. And there it is. I will show you this combo though, because it is, I mean, it's worth showing. So, I was correct. It's a mono black combo, but Shieldred is going to absolutely massacre us. So, we're going to lose a lot of life. Doesn't show at all, but pretty classic commander combo, so cool to see. Alright, playing against Grixis with a very slow hand, we're not going to want that. Hand isn't much better, but we are going to keep it, because at least we can play some cards. So in this case, I am going to lead with the Restless Prairie, because Windswept Heath can go find Stomping Grounds next turn, or, well, Stomping Grounds, I think is the idea. want to keep this pretty... yeah. So we'll grab Stomping Grounds. Play our Impact Tremor out, because the idea is we need to kind of get cards out from under them while they don't have counters up. And we're going to take next turn off because of the way I played that with Fable Passage, but if we draw another land, we're fine. Never didn't have it. So they can't counter anything I play right now, so it's kind of tempting to run the Haro out at instant speed. I think that's actually what we're going to go for. So we're taking quite a bit of damage here. I believe our best bet is Breeding Pool. We do have a lot of green in our deck, so let's do that. Let's run out Breeding Pool, and then let's get out our Haro while we can, and sacrifice the Stomping Grounds and go get a red source and a white source. And we'll wait. So we can Omnath next turn, so they're incentivized to hold up a counter spell for it. There's an argument. Haro is instant speed. A lot of that we could have done on our opponent's turn. It's just risky with Grixis. I'm telling you, Grixis players, they're not mentally stable. They'll play a lot of counter spells. Even if it's like not to their benefit, they'll still do it. Although we are at 19, we have damaged ourselves. So like, they are holding up the counter spell. So here we're just going to lead off with the... we'll play the Fable Passage just in case, but we'll lead off with the Invasion of Zendikar. They can counter that if they want. They should, because they took their whole turn off. If they don't do that, that's actually pretty good for us. So we're going to get some extra cards here. We're going to get another green source, and I think another red source. Actually, no, we need another island. So we got an island and a mountain here. And we'll pass the turn. So, if they don't play anything at instant speed on this end step, they've just wasted their turn 3. So they had to have had a play. Yeah. So we're wasting their time, and we're getting some small incremental value. So we'll play Nissa here. It's actually a pretty good draw. See, and they let Nissa through, which is good for us. Crack the Fabled Passage. They can kill Nissa in response, but if they do that, I get to activate my Prairie without fear. Okay. That's fine. So we're going to grab a white source here. Oh, actually I can't. It's 4 mana. Well, that's fine. We'll play the Sword of Forge and Frontier. I thought this was... I'm thinking of the blue-white one. It's 3 mana. Our opponent is very committed to the control outlook. There's nothing like playing against control. It ages you very fast. Oh boy. I mean, they're just waiting to counter it. Let's see if they have a... Let's see if they use a negate. We'll go for Escape into the Wilds. They don't. Wow. Okay, so we'll play Otawara, play Tireless Provisioner. They can counter it, that's fine. So pretty interesting. Our opponent is doing a lot of interesting things. They can play Xander here. And have 2 mana open. Luckily for us though, the Sword of Forge and Frontier does give protection against red, so Xander will not be able to block. So we have that option available to us. Although they definitely probably have removal. Opponent is deep in the tank. Hook X2. Okay. This opponent is playing very strangely. They know I have Timeless Witness, which I really don't want to counter, but yeah, I'm just gonna play Timeless Witness here and bring back the Tireless Provisioner. And try to bring back a bunch of value. Very interesting game here. Sorry, there's not much to say when your opponent is really focusing on the control. Really focusing on trying to control me, and I'm just trying to tiptoe around it. Which can backfire if they're a combo deck, obviously. But right now we're just kinda chilling. We're kind of chilling. They do have more cards than us, but okay. So they didn't have enough snow to bring back. So I guess we're gonna play Omnath now. The Omnath. We'll play the Omnath. We'll see if they counter it. Let's let them get their counter out of their hand. You're gonna have to counter it a couple more times though. As we will, in fact, be playing it again. So, good job holding up that counter spell, friend. You did a really good job. Next turn we have Oro too, which is another huge issue. They're down to 2 cards. And we're fine discarding Oro here. Oreo. Titan of Nature's Wrath. So they held on to that counterspell for the last possible moment. Me drawing that card off Omnath, unacceptable. Put us to our hand. That wasn't a good idea. And that's not a counterspell. That wasn't a good idea. So, thank you to the opponent, because this is like Christmas for us Omnath players. Thank you very much, opponent. So, let's get out the Impact Tremors, the Lotus Cobra, and pass. I could have actually played that a little bit better. I could have played the Lotus Cobra, but we don't talk about it. Discard half our cards. Yeah, that all seems fine. And now they see the Oro. So, now you know. You're doomed. So, let's do some mass ramp first. I mean, there's an argument I could bring back the Tireless Provisioner, but I don't really want to. Let's do some mass ramp. Yeah, let's do that. So, sacrifice this mountain. Bring back creatures. We want to hit stuff that, preferably the lands that aren't going to be too essential. Yeah, we'll leave the other fetch lands in there. Oh boy. Should we eternalize this yet? Get the escape into the wilds. And we can still play it. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna play out a whole bunch of different cards. Ooh, that's actually really good. Okay, so let's get out the Ramen Up Excavator. Doing a whole bunch of different stuff here. We'll make a green. Crack it. We'll go get another land. Make a red. And then we can play another Flight of Strand. Make a red. Crack it. I don't think we're gonna get there though. Yeah, we could have another land drop after this. But we are emptying our deck of cards, so that's great. And we'll sure make a green. And we'll pass. Our opponent can mill half our library with a swing, but we will kill them. Backswing, they have one card in hand. And that's a win! Yay! Nice. That yay was very unenthusiastic. That was a cool game though versus Lord Xander, but again, you play yourself. When you play control like that, you're absolutely playing yourself. So that will be all for today's video, and I've got to say, Omnath, even with the nerf, is still really explosive, and it feels more playable than ever, especially with the fetch lands, now that it's easier to get the colors you need for it, since it's 4 colors. That's kind of crazy. But let me know about your thoughts on the deck, and if there's a Brawl commander you want to see in the next video, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.